smooth.
Big.
Useful.
Concrete.
Interesting.
Paradoxical.
Winding.
It is cold metal and rough concrete, man's foolish progress to oblivion.
I love it.
It has its feet in 2 beautiful green areas.
It links 2 lovely walks.
Reconnects the fractured natural beauty of my local wildlife sanctuary and gives a vantage point to see motorbikes from a different perspective.
I like its big, bold ugliness. The things I should dislike are actually things that I like.
It's quite unattractive and needs painting.
It would be lovely to see it be a bit more weird and wonderful.
It's really pretty.
Looks like it's a portal that's been plonked there from another dimension, traversing a busy dual carriageway and linking one into a green, peaceful space.
Stairway to greenery.
It feels really unique and a real Derby landmark.
The beautiful curve and the varying perspectives as you descend or ascend.
Straight lines are all too common and perfunctory.
It's so individual a sight.
It acts as a 360 gallery for the incredible tree.
The veteran oak tree is spectacular.
I love Middle Oak and how the bridge moves around it respectfully.
You get a lovely view at the top towards Markeaton Park.
Romantic.
It reminds me of the encroaching concrete jungle and nature's sad, imminent demise.
I'd love to yarn bomb it.
Vernal.
Irritating.
Functional.
The anticipation when you climb, a precursor or reveal as to where it would transport you, and a gradual helical descent that accelerates your fun.
I like to think that somewhere along the line, some grey-suited infrastructure designer bod read Alice in Wonderland under the table at a board meeting and decided to shake the design up and make it playful. It's the sharp contrast between the stern, functional grey concrete and the swirling, playful curves that gives me a big, stupid grin every time I cross it.
Unique.
Every Saturday morning, a parkroom volunteer is dispatched to the Curly Bridge to stand guard with a caution runners signboard.
Adds variety to my commute.
Brings me joy, saves me riding beside the traffic, keeps me motivated, and I wave to my old self who had been stuck in the traffic.
I like running down and walking down it.
The slope is gentle, so allows everyone to be able to use it. I've seen mobility scooters, bikes, wheelchairs, kick scooters, etc. on it.
If I'm tired, it can be hard to cycle up.
My little girl once leant out of her pram on the way up and chucked her sippy cup through the railings.
Bold.
Iconic.
Vital.
The bridge takes an unusually long and slow route up into the air and back down again.
It's familiar and quick.
Many walks to enjoy a beer at the creaky floorboard. All include the Curly Bridge, sometimes more curly on the way back.
It's great for dog walks, and the dog loves it too. He thinks he's flying over the cars.
I remember on one occasion walking my dog across the bridge. We got towards the centre and he decided to cock his leg and wee. I was so embarrassed. It was a hot summer day and many cars had windows down.
My dog pooed through the bars onto the A38 once.
Up and down.
Often presents me nice people smiling when I go for a run.
The pleasure of reaching the top, knowing that I've not got off my bike, and that big breath before flying down the other side.
It goes really fast on the way down my boy.
My boys love standing and getting cars and vans to beep their horns. We've done it for years. I love Markeaton Park. It has everything. The bridge is like an added bonus thing that they can play on.
It's a shame about the noisy road, but getting some height above that and the city gives a different and uplifting perspective.
It is iconic and provides car-free access to nature.
Symbolic.
Brutal. Angry. The day we held a community protest to save the trees, bridge and area from the A38 expansion, and the day we celebrated under the veteran oak tree when the legal challenge stopped the road scheme.
If it's knocked down, what will replace it?
Can we have a wider replacement if it is to be removed?
Mostly,
I think it would be a shame to waste all the concrete.
I would also be worried about the impact on the surrounding trees and wildlife.
Just leave it alone. The road is wide enough, the traffic fast enough, the trees old enough to deserve more respect.
I worry about the future if the road is widened.
I hate the road.
Noisy.
The A38 is in the wrong place. It cuts Derby up. The curly-whirly bridge makes that disaster a little more bearable.
I wouldn't be devastated if it went, but I think it would be a shame.
I would miss it if it wasn't there, even if it was replaced by a potentially better bridge.
I'd be very upset. It belongs there, and a replacement just wouldn't be the same.
Sad to see the compulsory purchased family homes left to rot.
They should be available for people to live in.
It's just part of life, isn't it?
Keep the bridge and forget the expansion.
I don't feel anything.
I regularly walk my dogs and my granddaughters around Markeaton Park over the curly-whirly bridge. I love the view from its apex.
The bridge is beautiful and shows that pedestrians matter.
I was always surprised at how much of a connection I built with this bridge.
I traversed the bridge a lot when I was a student between the ages of 18 and 22. It was a tricky point in my life, and when I was processing thoughts or events or feeling melancholy, I'd often go for a walk. I remember the curving swoopiness of the bridge always cheered me up on those walks, and the way it almost climbed around one of the trees always seemed like a calming experience.
During Bonfire Night held at Markeaton Park and many Radio 1 concerts, the bridge was absolutely packed with people watching.
As a child, we would bring a camping chair and stake out a spot to watch the fireworks and bonfire from.
It's been there forever.
Nostalgic.
Landmark to and from holidays.
Me and my dad always going on trips to the park when I was younger.
During my maternity leave, I would go for a walk daily to the park. To begin with, when my body ached and reeled with any movement making it over the bridge was exhausting. But I still loved those cold, frosty mornings when my son was wrapped up cosy in his pram, and I would make it to the peak of the bridge, which felt like a mountain, and get to gaze out over the frost-covered park. I must have dozens of photos of that view, and I consider it my gateway to my own little piece of heaven.
I live away from Derby now, but when I come back to see family and see that bridge, I know I'm home.
The memories it holds.
Spiral leg warmer.
Why waste money making a film about a sodding, ugly 70s designed bridge?
I love that there's going to be a film about this bridge.